This is part 4. If you haven't seen parts 1, 2 and 3, the links are in the description. This leg heads north up and over to Lauder, then northeast over rolling hills to the summit of Twin Law and finishes in Longformacus. Good morning! It's sunny today, thank goodness, and the wind has dropped considerably. Just making my way down to the river where I will rejoin the Southern Upland Way. The plan for today is to do 40k to Longformacus, and that will just leave one leg to do after that. Yippee! I'm making my way along the other side of the river this morning, just for a short bit, and then I'll be cutting up to my right with a wee bit of climbing, and the first stop is up and over to Lauder. The river looks pretty high this morning. Might have something to do with all the heavy rain I encountered yesterday. This is horrendous! Wow, what a great view. I've just come along here and I've come through the gate and I'm going all the way up there. My legs are tired today. I think it's just after the last 2 days and especially yesterday. There was quite a lot of climbing, and I think I've got about another 900 of climbing today as well. I don't want to jinx myself, but so far today the gradients seem good and the trail seems good surfaces. This is where I've come from. Melrose is at the foot of those two hills. It's cold today. I think it's only about 4 degrees and definitely a cool wind. Although the wind has dropped, I mean there's hardly a wind today. Didn't manage to get my shoes fully dried after yesterday. Hardly surprising given that I was actually able to tip the water out of them. So my toes are pretty cold. I was surrounded by livestock and fields. The climbs on this section were long and gradual. On the road for a bit, which is always welcome. I pedalled through more and more fields. I was so happy it was dry today. Just found myself another hoard there. Very good. I'm so glad I stopped and put my jacket on. Oh, it is bitterly cold. A bit more windy now and I'm right into the wind. I'm also glad I've got dry gloves today. When you go cows, when you go girls, you let me past. When you go girls, let me past. A wee bit different through here. Enjoyable though. Made it down to Lauder. That was a cold descent right into the wind and it's bitterly cold. I've got to this wee info board here, so I'll show you where we are and where we're going. I started in Melrose this morning and I've come all the way up here to Lauder, and Longformacus is here. So I'll be taking the route all the way up here, and I'm looking forward to getting to the twin cairns. Should be good views from there. There we go, Southern Upland Way. Good to have the sunshine on my legs, warm them up a bit. This is Thursdale Castle in Lauder. It was a pity I couldn't get closer to see it in its full glory. The landscape's really changing. It's like a patchwork quilt now. Mostly fields. I've just climbed out of Lauder. That's Lauder behind me. And on the horizon, yeah, you can more or less see where I've come from today. That was quite a climb. Oh, my legs are tired now. In fact, they've been tired right from the start of the day. Just having to push this wee bit up here. Just too much friction to keep riding, and it's steeper than it looks. The gradient improved and I was soon riding again. Not much of a path here. I think I'm going to be skirting along the perimeter of that forest and then heading more or less over to the right slightly, I think. I think as far as I can see on the horizon might be where I'm heading. You can see two cairns. Well, this weather is so much better than yesterday. Quick update. 23k, 558 metres of ascent, 3 hours 30. Oh Jesus, that is really steep. I crossed the Blythe Water and was soon climbing, heading for Scoured Rig. I was so lucky to see a red kite and also a buzzard, and at the same time. I really do feel like I'm out in the wilds here, in the middle of nowhere. $16k to Longformacus. And wouldn't it be delightful if the trail was mostly like this? $14k to go, and I'm feeling it now. I think this has been tougher than yesterday. I think just because the surfaces haven't been quite so good. And there's been a lot of long but very gradual climbs. Distance over there, that is Twin Law. And once I get there, I think it should be all downhill. That is where I'm heading. You can see the cairn there. And I need to make my way all along that ridge. This is such a long slog. Just see in the distance there, those are the two hills that are in Montrose. And they don't even look that far away now. I can tell you they're 30k away. Those two cairns, that's where I'm going. There we go, made it onto the summit ridge. Look at the views, wow! Thank goodness I'm not going all the way up there. I'm cutting round by this wee reservoir. This is Watchwater Reservoir. It's popular for fishing. I think I should be on this paved road the whole way out. 4k to go. The bad news is that it loops round and goes up that climb. I've been making my way up the road here. That in the middle there is the reservoir, and if I pan round here, this hill here, you can just about see the two cairns. So that's Twin Law where I was. Lovely autumn colours. Nearly there, thank goodness. Oh, look it is! Hi Rusty, I've not seen you in days! Hey, careful! Careful! Okay. Longformacus, I've made it. That's me signing off for the day. 43k, 911 metres of climb, just over 6 hours. And the best news is, one leg to go. The final leg heads northeast through Abbey St Bathans, continues northeast to the coast at Cove, and then finishes at Cocksburnpath. Good morning! Last day today. I'm quite looking forward to this. There's still quite a lot of climbing, but most of it is on really good surfaces. So I'm just on a minor road to begin with, so let's get this done. I think I'm going to be going up and over this hill here. No bracken, that's the main thing. Here we go. The good news is that I have the wind on my back today, so that's fantastic. It wasn't long before I encountered the first stile of the day. This track's not bad at all. I can understand why there are wind turbines up here. I'm really glad I'm not riding into this wind because it's pretty strong. Looks like it might be a wee bit wet and boggy. Not a problem on the trusty fat bike though. Should have gone with it right from the start. The landscape and views were ever changing. I certainly didn't get bored. I think I'm more or less at the top of this hill. 315 metres. These trees are fantastic. You can certainly tell which way the prevailing wind blows. It's almost like something out of The Hobbit. here. And then up here by the looks of things. Well, this is steep. Come on, fatty, you've got this. That was pretty steep back there. That's the good thing about the fat bike, is that provided you've got the legs, there's just so much traction that you can get up super steep stuff. You can just see in the distance there, that open section, that was where I came down with the drone footage of me, and then I've come down through those trees and all the way up here. This is where I'm heading. No sign of the sea as yet though. Are you kidding me? That's another bull. I think I'll just skirt up here out of the way. Oh, I don't like bulls. Man, if one of them decided it was going to charge you, you'd have no chance. You could never outrun that, or outbike it for that matter. I mean, for goodness sake. Thanks, Mr. Farmer, for leaving a whole load of wire just lying that's wrapped its way all the way around my bike. I'm not impressed. Glad I noticed that before I went any further. Could have been even worse. I don't know what that's part of. Probably that electric fence. Fortunately it's not live. What's a pheasant's about anyway? I'm glad the trail dog isn't with me, because he would just be going nuts at the moment. He would be hyper. Well, this is good. What on earth have I got? Jeez, oh, look at that. Let's get rid of it. That wee section that I just did was fantastic. Every mountain biker dreams of trails like that. That was great. Been churned up a bit here just with the forestry works. It's so good to be sheltered from the wind. Okay, straight on apparently. This is Abbey St Bathans. Oh cool, going up and over this bridge. Come over this lovely bridge here, and we have crossed the White Adder Water. Look at the views. Can't beat the weather today, so it's rain by 2 o'clock, so I'd better keep moving. This twisting, narrow single track took me along the banks of the river for a short section. A wee update. 13k, 1 hour 40 minutes, 262 metres of ascent. So I'm almost halfway. and there's no doubt about it, everywhere east of Innerleithen has been much easier to ride. In fact, I think today has been the best riding yet in terms of the amount I've been able to ride. The views continued to be spectacular. This scenery reminded me of the Cairngorms with their Scots pine and ancient trees. That's where I've come from, and I'm going up here, up this track. Big power lines here. I don't like going underneath things like this. I always think they fry your brain. You feel the static off it. Yeah, you can hear the static. Bzz. The wind was really starting to pick up now. Again, I was very glad to have this howling gale on my back. And the scenery just continues to be breathtaking. Almost at the cairn. Best keep going. Woo! I'm just skirting around this farm here. Back into the fields. I think I'm about to cross Minor Road, I think, and then head through the fields on the other side. Route avoiding farmsteading and dogs. Routally alignment for walkers only. Well, thank goodness they're all in cages. Done 19k, 2.5 hours, and we only have, what, 11 to go, something like that. And I still can't see the sea yet. So hopefully I'll get a glimpse soon. It was a welcome change to be on the road for a bit. This is the main A1 that goes down the east coast. This would have been the original road south before the dual carriageway was built, which is just up to my left, and the railway is down to my right. I crossed over the top of the railway and I was soon back on gravel tracks. This looks like a bit of a climb. Engage easy gear. That down there is what I've just come up, and now I've got a few zigzags to do. Pretty steep. I can see the other track that I was on down there. There it is. Some well surfaced and fast trails took me closer to the coast. Here we go. Dean Wildlife Reserve. I can see the coast. This is exciting. can also see some very dark grey clouds. That must be the rain that's on its way. Bit of a fallen tree here. Oh, this is a bit awkward. There we go. Can't have too far to go now. I think only 4k. Just come across this wee bridge. Scenery is amazing, as it has been on the whole trip. I can't believe I've almost made it. After starting all the way over in Port Patrick. Nearly done it. That was tight. That was very tight. This has been the only bit today where there hasn't been a gate. Come on! That was probably the hardest way to do that, but it's done. 3k to go. Just along the coast here, so I'm not sure what this is going to be like, how much is actually rideable, and to put the pressure on, it looks like the end of the world over there. Have some steps up ahead here, so let's get up these. I have to carry, I think. Well, at this stage in the day, and on the route, I'm not going to let a couple of steps stop me. Stunning. Wow. I made it up those steps and I've been rewarded by this. Wow. It wasn't long before the weather really started to close in, so I got on my way again, keen to get to the finish. Wow! This is Cove Harbour. I'm leaving the coast behind me and the trail now heads inland up there behind me, and it's about 1 kilometre into Cocksburnpath, and that is the official end. Well, what do you know, 1k from the end and I've got a thorn in my tyre. That's not a problem because I'm running tubeless. I'm about to go under the railway here. Under the road. That was good timing. As Ian and Rusty just arrived to collect me. This could be the last gate. Yippee! I think if I never see another gate, that'll be too soon. It might not be so bad if you're walking it, but definitely a bit of a pain if you're on your bike. End of the Southern Upland Way. Made it. Just nipping up into the village here to get to, well, the official bit where the GPX file finishes. Yes, I've officially done it. I can't quite believe it. I've made it. I have actually cycled the whole width of Scotland. Pleased with myself. There were times where I did feel like quitting. I finished just in the nick of time before the rain comes on. I hope you've enjoyed watching. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.